On January 27 of 2011, 16,000 protesters gathered in Sana'a and other Yemeni cities protesting for President Saleh to step down as president. Protesters protested against unemployment, poverty, official corruption, and the constitution. President Saleh responded by making economic concessions and reduced income taxes and increasing the salaries for government workers. On February 2nd, Saleh promised he would not run for presidency again after his term would end in 2013, and promised the presidency would not be passed on to his son. Protesters did not accept this promise, since he promised to do the same in 2006 and had not committed to this. And therefore, 20,000 people protested against the government the next day. They started to rally daily, and this resulted in protesters clashing with supporters of President Saleh, who used violence and fought back with sticks, stones, and firearms. 20,000 university students held a sit-in on the Sana'a University campus and vowed to only end their sit-in if Saleh stepped down. However, he did not. On the 10th of March, Saleh tried to make amends by promising to draft a new constitution, which would be put to a referendum before the end of 2011. Protesters rejected his vow, and on March 11, they called for an immediate resignation from Saleh. Violence against protesters increased on the 18th of March, as people loyal to Saleh shot and killed 52 protesters. This led to dozens of Yemeni diplomats, cabinet ministers, members of parliament, and other officials to resign. On the 23rd of April, President Saleh's General People's Congress agreed to a Gulf Cooperation Council brokered deal in order to hand over power and transition to a new government. The opposition approved, even though they were angered by the fact that this deal would give Saleh immunity. However, Saleh refused to sign. A few adaptations were made, and after a few weeks, representatives of Saleh announced that he would sign. However, on May 22nd, he refused to sign again. On June 3rd, Saleh was injured and went abroad for medical treatment, and returned in September. He eventually signed the deal in November after several days of negotiations. A presidential election needed to be held, with Vice President Mansour Hadi being the only opponent. He was sworn in for 2 years but still remains to be president today. In March of 2013, Yemen began its National Dialogue Conference, which ended in January 2014 with the National Dialogue Document, a guide for drafting a new constitution. The conflict escalated in 2014 when the Houthi forces took over the capital of Sana'a, both claiming to be the official government of Yemen. And currently, Yemen is the largest humanitarian crisis in the world, with above 80% of the population, which are 24 million people, in need of humanitarian assistance.